Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Tuesday. We got 18 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action today. And go ahead and become a member, guys. Support the channel. Love to have you guys be a part of the team. And also go ahead and sign up with Bro Throw. Super awesome community of sports bettors. Bet with your friends. The cheapest lines in the business, no house, so you're going to save a lot of money betting. And join my private betting group on the site too. I'm going to be posting some plays on the weekend. Yeah, rough teaser weekend. You know, the Rams ruined the teaser last night. But hey, we'll bounce back this weekend. Yeah, that's going to... So yeah, we'll hop in here. Very big slate today, 18 matchups. Starting with game one of a doubleheader between the New York Yankees versus the Texas Rangers. Yankees opening up as road favorites at -115. The Rangers -105 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Yankees is Jamison Tylon with an ERA of 3.83. His last start he pitched 7 innings. Gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rangers is John Gray with an ERA of 3.86. His last start he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 8 runs on his last 3 starts. Tylon's given up 6. Yankees beating the Rangers yesterday 3-1. Rangers 1-9 in their last 10. They're on a 6-game losing streak here. They've looking pretty bad as we close up this season. I'm gonna take Yankees on the road here in game 1. Next matchup, we have the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at -260. The Nationals +220 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Nationals is Corey Abbott with an ERA of 5.11. His last start he pitched 5 innings. Gave up 4 runs, had 7 strikeouts. He's given up 10 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Mets is Taijuan Walker with an ERA of 3.59. His last start he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 8 strikeouts. He's given up 9 runs in his last 3 starts. Yeah, you know, the Mets. Yeah, both teams kind of struggling here. Both teams, you know, they've had some rough weeks here. And, you know, Washington 3-10 on the road against the Mets here. I'm taking Nationals +1.5 on the road. Do what you want with the Mets here. I just don't trust the Mets at -260. It's going to be hard to trust them in this series continuously. And we'll take Nationals +1.5. Next matchup, we got the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Seattle opening up as home favorites at -155. Tigers +145 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Tigers is Eduardo Rodriguez with an ERA of 4.02. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 3 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Mariners is Marco Gonzalez with an ERA of 4.14. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 4 strikeouts. He's given up 12 runs in his last 3 starts. Detroit on a 3-game winning streak here, beating Seattle yesterday 4-3. Seattle coming into this on a 2-game losing streak right now. Detroit 9-1 in their last 10. I mean, they've played very good baseball here. And yeah, Gonzalez has had a rough 3 starts on the mound here. And I think I'm going to take a shot with the Tigers +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Royals versus the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland opening up as home favorites at -185. The Royals +155 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Royals is Daniel Lynch with an ERA of 4.96. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. He's given up 6 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Guardians is Cal Quantrill with an ERA of 3.42. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs in his last 3 starts. Royals beating Cleveland yesterday 5-2. So far, both teams have split 2 games here in this series so far, and yeah, I'd say a pretty even pitching matchup here. I'm gonna take Guardians coming off the loss yesterday. I like them to bounce back today at home, and we're gonna roll with Cleveland. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Cubs versus the Cincinnati Reds. Reds opening up as home favorites at -115. The Cubs -105 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Cubs is Javier Assad with an ERA of 3.62. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 3 strikeouts. He's given up 7 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Reds is Luis Sessa with an ERA of 4.76. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs in his last 3 starts. Reds beating the Cubs yesterday 3-1. Kind of unfortunate. Cubs are on a big winning streak too, and they've been pretty dominant against the Reds here in the series, winning 3 out of the last 4. Yeah, Cubs underdog again. I'm gonna take another shot. Cubs +1.5. But just playing too good here, and I think they could bounce back today and win too, straight up. But we'll take Cubs +1.5. Next matchup, we got the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Baltimore Orioles. Toronto opening up as road favorites at -115. Baltimore -105 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Mitch White with an ERA of 5.21. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 1 strikeout. He's given up 11 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Orioles is Mike Baumann with an ERA of 4.34. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. He's given up 7 runs in his last 3 starts. Toronto coming into this on a little 4-game winning streak, beating Baltimore 5-1 yesterday. Not in love with Mitch White on the mound. I mean, he hasn't been very good. Giving up double-digit runs here, 0-6. Man, I think I'm going to take Baltimore +1.5 at home. And I think the over is a good play as well. Both pitchers giving up a lot of runs here. But we'll take a shot with Orioles +1.5. All right, next matchup, we got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Boston Red Sox. Rays opening up as road favorites at -115. Boston -105 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Rays is Jeffrey Springs with an ERA of 2.45. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Red Sox is Nathan Eovaldi with an ERA of 4.05. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run, had 3 strikeouts. He's given up 7 runs in his last 3 starts. Tampa Bay on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Boston yesterday 4-3. Tampa is 4-1 against Boston. That's their first loss against Boston in a while, head-to-head. I'm going to leave Tampa Bay on the road. I like Jeffrey Springs better in this matchup, coming off a 0-run game here. And not in love with Eovaldi. Been very spotty all season here. And I'm going to take Rays on the road. Next matchup, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Arizona opening up as road favorites at -115. Brewers -105 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for Arizona is Zach Gallen with an ERA of 2.51. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Brewers is Eric Lauer with an ERA of 3.83. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 9 strikeouts. He's given up 9 runs in his last 3 starts here. Arizona losing to Milwaukee yesterday, 6-5. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Brewers 5-0 at home against Arizona. Yeah, getting Milwaukee at home as an underdog. I like that here, and I think I'm gonna take the Brewers plus 1.5 at home. Next matchup, we got Game 2 between the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at minus 265. Nationals plus 220 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Nationals is Pablo Espino with an ERA of 4.30. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 8 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Mets is Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 3.89. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 2 strikeouts. He's given up 8 runs in his last 3 starts. Both pitchers have given up some runs here. And I just think I'm going to fade the Mets in this doubleheader. I'm just not in love with them. I just don't trust the Mets, big favorites. And we'll see what happens here. I definitely feel like Nationals can steal one. And so I'll take Nationals plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Twins versus the Chicago White Sox. White Sox opening up as home favorites at minus 125. The Twins plus 105 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Twins is Josh Winder with an ERA of 4.31. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. He's given up 10 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the White Sox is Lucas Giolito with an ERA of 5.0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. He's given up 6 runs in his last 3 starts. Minnesota coming into this on a 3-game losing streak, losing to the White Sox 3-2 yesterday. Pretty even pitching matchup, honestly. Both pitchers giving up a good, their fair share of runs here. I think I'm going to take the Minnesota plus 1.5 on the road. Got the cover yesterday. Probably going to be another tight series. We'll take Twins plus 1.5. Next matchup, we get the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Houston Astros. Houston opening up as home favorites at minus 185. The Phillies plus 155 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Phillies is Ranger Suarez with an ERA of 3.37. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 3 runs at his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Astros is Justin Verlander with an ERA of 1.80. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 8 strikeouts. Verlander's given up 3 runs in his last 3 starts here. Phillies beating Houston yesterday 3-0. Unfortunate loss for Houston. Love Verlander on the mound here, and I think Houston coming off a bad 3-0 loss yesterday. I think they bounced back today here, and I'm going to take the Astros at home. All right, next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Angels versus the Oakland Athletics. Angels opening up as road favorites at minus 130. Oakland plus 120 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Angels is Michael Lorenzen with an ERA of 4.52. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 8 strikeouts. He's given up 6 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for Oakland is Cole Irvin with an ERA of 4.17. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. He's given up 15 runs in his last 3 starts. Oakland beating the Angels yesterday 5-4. Angels are 5-1 on the road against Oakland. Yeah, I like Angels on the road coming off the loss yesterday. Cole Irvin has been very bad on the mound. So I'm going to take Angels on the road. Next matchup, we got the San Francisco Giants versus the San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at minus 145. The Giants plus 120 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Giants is Carlos Rodon with an ERA of 2.88. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 10 strikeouts. He's given up 4 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Padres is Sean Manaea with an ERA of 5.15. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts. He's given up 13 runs in his last 3 starts here. Yeah, Rodon hasn't been the best on the mound. I'm sorry, Manaea hasn't been the best on the mound here. And we saw Giants lose 7-4 yesterday against the Padres. I'm going to take a shot with Giants plus 1.5 on the road today. Sean Manaea has been pretty bad on the mound here, giving up tons of runs. So I'll take Giants plus 1.5. Next matchup, we got the Colorado Rockies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at minus 360. Rockies plus 280 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Rockies is Ryan Feltner with an ERA of 6.01. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 10 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA of 2.17. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 2 runs in his last 3 starts. Colorado coming off some Angels wins. Coming off back-to-back Dodgers wins, 2-1 and 4-1. Yeah, Dodgers losing those 2 matchups here. Love the Dodgers on the bounce back here. We got Julio back. Ryan Feltner's been pretty garbage. I like the Dodgers at home. Coming off 2 bad losses against Colorado. Yeah, we're rolling with the Dodgers here at home. All right, next matchup, we got game 2 between the New York Yankees and the Texas Rangers. The Yankees opening up as road favorites at minus 175. The Rangers plus 150 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Yankees is Garrett Cole with an ERA of 3.51. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 4 strikeouts. He's given up 15 runs in his last 3 starts. There's been some rough starts on the mound for Garrett Cole here. Don't currently know who's pitching for the Rangers in game 2. Doubleheaders are just always so tough for me, and very hard to bet on because you can't really you gotta just base it off how the first game went. See what the team looked like in the first game. See what kind of momentum gets carried into game 2. I'm gonna just play it safe, stick with Yankees in both matchups here. So we'll take Yankees on the road. Next matchup, we got the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Don't have a line on this matchup. I'm sure it'll come out after I release the video. But we got pitching for the Cardinals is Dakota Hudson with an ERA of 4.07. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 7 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Pirates is JT Brubaker with an ERA of 4.58. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 10 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitt coming off back-to-back wins against St. Louis. St. Louis 16-4 on the road against Pitt. Yeah, I think this is a bounce back kind of day here. We've seen a lot of good teams, on 1-2 game losing streaks against these teams in this series. And I think I'm gonna take Cardinals coming off the bad losses, and we'll take Cardinals on the road. Next matchup, we got the Atlanta Braves versus the Miami Marlins. Don't have a line on these last 2 matchups as well. I do have the pitching info. Pitching for the Braves is Jake Odorizzi with an ERA of 4.53. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 run, had 0 strikeouts, given up 10 runs in his last 3 starts. One game he gave up 8, and then the other 2 games he's given up 1. So one game he struggled with this week for these last 3 starts. Pitching for the Marlins is Braxton Garrett with an ERA of 3.56. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs in his last 3 starts here. Miami beating the Braves 4-0 yesterday. Crazy. I just think, man, today really is. I think it's a bounce back day. We're gonna ride these really good teams coming off bad losses here. Atlanta is 9-2 on the road against Miami. We'll take a shot with Braves on the road. Then the last matchup, we got the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Like I said, I really don't have much info on this game, to be honest with you. The only info I have is that pitching for the Mariners is Chris Flexen with an ERA of 3.64. We saw, this is game 2 of the doubleheader. We saw Detroit beat Seattle yesterday 4-3. Don't know who's pitching for Detroit. We'll see who ends up pitching in game 2. This is a 9 p.m. game, so you have a lot of time to figure that out. And I'll just play it by ear, see how game 1 goes. But I just feel like Seattle's probably gonna be favorites here at home again. But I'm gonna take another shot at Detroit plus 1.5. They've just been playing very well this month here. I've been very good here these last few weeks, and we'll take a shot with Detroit plus 1.5 in game 2. And that's gonna be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Tuesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.